Matandang lalaki. 5 taon lang nakalibing. Patay!
So the latest craze apparently is the dad bod. Do you have a dad bod?
I don't know. I don't know the description and definition.
Do you have a dad bod? Do any of us have dad bods?
I do.
You
I
guys
don't
have?
know what the dad bod is exactly.
Okay.
What's the BMI of a dad bod?
If you don't know what a dad bod is, there was this blogger who put a name to the phenomenon that's been around for a very long time. Basically, it's it's a guy who's been inside the gym, but is no stranger to the beer keg as well. So someone who used to be athletic, but then he let himself go, and the fat formed around the muscles, and now that's what you
Wow,
call.
that's more specific of a definition
that's
than I
really-
expected.
Yeah, it's
Elaborate.
so people like Leonardo DiCaprio now. I don't know if
Has he ever been like a...
well, he was never buff, and it's interesting. I
Yeah.
actually learned that in the show Mad Men, they told the main actor, Mad Men actor man,
Yeah.
that he wasn't.
Hey, Madman actor man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John Hamm. They told him not to work out because people at that time didn't work out.
Okay.
Like so you remember the times when in Palibhasa Lalaki, like Richard Gomez and Joey Marquez and John Estrada, they had dad bods. I figure.
Tambay Bods.
Yeah.
Oh, yun na.
And then it was the advent of Carlo Agassi and the other hot men, whatever their group was called. Name other people in that group. Like
I don't even
I
know
don't
the
know.
group.
Piolo. That channel too. Anyway, they all started working out and they had the six packs.
Okay.
And then suddenly everyone was working out. But there was a time when guys didn't work out so
Care
much.
So much. Yeah.
So anyway, those were the dad bods, and it's coming back. It's making a comeback apparently, and people are talking about it online. So it started with a blog post. You can read about it here, and people are reacting to it. Some people are saying, "Great, yeah, I agree with that. Dad bods are hot. They're better than the chiseled men." And these are the arguments. And think about it yourself. If you have a problem with it, I'm not sure if you read the arguments, but these are some of the arguments. So what this woman was saying was that they prefer to be with a guy who's not so perfectly chiseled because it makes her or
Feel
makes women
insecure.
feel more secure.
I mean,
be
the,
with-
the muscles make them feel insecure.
Yeah. It it's
Ah.
so and of course, like there are people who have a problem with this. And the problem is that do women have to always use men as that?
Measure of what's
Measure.
acceptable.
Yeah.
I did read about something or hear about something that said that women are happier if their partner is fatter than they are. Like,
Okay.
yeah, so
Is-
it might be related to that.
Okay.
Yeah, women feel less required to look perfect if their partner is not perfect.
So yeah, everything's relative. I figure, like you're only fat compared to some standard, right? And of course, there are the standards that everyone else, like society, like the magazines, the beauty posters and billboards say. But it's usually the person next to you. So if you're in a room filled with supermodels, then you will feel less
Yeah.
attractive. And if you're in a room filled with not supermodels, then you would
Yeah.
feel more attractive. Depends on your self-esteem. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Dad bods. The main problem that a lot of people have with this is the double standards. So why is it, according to these people, that men can just let themselves go? Basically, what praising or exalting the dad bod is saying is that men can just let themselves go, not work out. And women, like, is there an equivalent for the dad bod? Apparently there is. I read in the article it's yummy mummy. Apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not as
Know
powerful.
about this before.
So yeah. There's a yummy mummy.
Okay.
And like there was that song like bass all about that bass, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Is that
Like
about
someone
being
with
overweight?
more junk in their trunk,
Oh, I thought that
or
was just
little.
I thought that was just a like a big butt fetish thing that's been going on, and
It's
not
not.
necessarily
I
that.
don't know. I don't know. But you know, someone with more meat, like that. That's also a thing. But
Yeah, I get it, I
apparently,
get
you
it.
know, this is. But is all of this fuss really worth it? Like, is there really a double standard that needs to be addressed and is being highlighted by this issue of the or this trend of the dad bod?
Let me just say first what statistics I know. Um, in general, women tend to be more conscious of their what's this physical appearance than men, and that men in general, I'm speaking very broadly here, like men in general care more about women's appearances than the other way around.
Okay.
That might be part of why this thing is happening.
Mm.
That men, it's it's more acceptable for men, broadly speaking, in
In
society.
statistical.
Yeah, to
Okay.
let go of their physique. But like this is just a psychological thing, and
Mm.
like with evolution, of course, this is very malleable. People can change how they see themselves and see others as well. So
But it's more of a cultural
yeah,
change
yeah,
than actual evolution, right?
exactly.
Like,
It's gonna be a culture. It's part of cultural evolution.
okay.
So I think it's fine
Mm.
that men are allowed to let go of their bodies,
Mm.
and I think women should be given that same liberty, and
Okay.
that really, if nobody sees you as a viable partner because of that, it's an individual choice. So it's tricky because it's like we're at the border of there's individual choice, but there's also, statistically, if nobody's going to ever choose you as a partner, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
But everyone else has a right to say no, I don't like you because of your appearance.
Yeah. So
So-
it's you know, it's not more noble to like something
Yeah.
that you don't actually find attractive just because society is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, let's say we are aware now of of the phenomenon that there's so much pressure on women to live up to these high standards, and probably the way you perceive attractiveness is influenced by media.
Yeah.
So, would you say to your partner, "I love you. You're not so attractive to me, but I'm just being a nice guy here."
That's so wrong.
It's so wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, like it's kind of condescending,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think it's wrong. So anyway,
It's a pity thing.
I want to go back to what you said about culture changing, because there were times, like you know, all of those paintings when there were more voluptuous, full-bodied women, we would consider them obese. We would consider them overweight, for sure, and that was the epitome of attractiveness before.
There's actually a video
Yeah.
of
Oh, the changing,
yes, of
that's
beauty
nice.
over time. This
Thanks.
was here's the link, and this is it shows the progression of the standard of beauty over time. So this is what it was in the Renaissance period.
Yeah.
Moving up to now, there's a time that people look like meth head skinny, and then become more filled out, more athletic as time went on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just shows that the standard of beauty changes.
Yeah. Like I remember that gap, that thigh gap. You know, that would disqualify you according to the standards of a Miss Universe once upon a time. But now everyone, you know, you edit that thigh gap into there. So you know, standards of beauty changes there, but only to an extent. I try to keep saying this because you know, like when you look like you're sick, you know, like you have measles or typhoid or rickets or shingles or whatever kind of disease,
Leprosy.
you know, it would be rare to find that kind of look attractive. You know, I think attractiveness does correlate with a certain level of healthiness.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's the original evolutionary purpose, right?
Yeah.
To pick a healthy mate.
to pick a
That's
healthy
how
mate
our brain
that can
works.
reproduce, that you know, that will
Yeah.
propagate the species.
Yeah.
So even when there was that woman we were looking at earlier, the plus size model who was trying to progress the standards of beauty. Her name was the monster
Tess
size.
Holiday.
Tess Holiday.
I
Here's a link. So I heard a friend, like tongue in cheek, he said, "Yeah, she's super pretty if she were thinner," like something like that, right? But she is very beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a different. I mean, facial beauty, she definitely has it. And whether she's pretty when it comes to her body, I think that's a personal preference. So some people will actually find that pretty. You learn this from educational websites like RedTube and what are you
Pornhub.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they have
Xvideos.
all of these categories. There's always something
If
for
there's a category, then there are people who search for it.
that's the thing. There are people looking for people with big boobs or no boobs
BBW.
or whatever. What is that? I don't know that.
Big beautiful women, I think it was. I had
Okay.
to search for it because someone posted it on Facebook. It's like, what? It's
Okay, and
beautiful.
like if it floats your boat, again, is there a right way of being attracted? Okay, all of society is attracted to this specific supermodel type beauty, and what is society? What are all the moralists saying now? Should we be attracted to the opposite of that? Or should we just let people be attracted to whoever they're attracted to?
I think there definitely is a double standard that we mentioned before with regards to beauty, but it's not so much that we are treating men and women differently. It's just that men and women just happen to be, like Pepe said, attracted to different qualities, and men being more obsessed about how a person looks is not a fault specifically of the man if he grew up that way. It's society as a whole um, stressing how beautiful a woman has to be. Now, the double standard also applies to, like you said, the media, where you don't when you see articles about maybe plus-sized women being beautiful, it's more along the lines of um, trying to get people to treat these kinds of body types as beautiful, whereas the media that you're seeing about the dad bod is more that these are already being considered attractive to women. And the unfortunate thing there is that the same magazines that show the dad bod, hey, this is what's in right now, as if this is a new like spring fashion.
Yeah.
And then the same magazine, they show very like zero-sized women. So the standard is there, and it's propagated the more that they show
Yeah.
that thing. And the plus-sized women or the BBW in fetish categories in porn sites, they're just if a person likes something that's not the magazine template of a woman, it becomes classified as a fetish, and it's odd, and that's basically what the dad bod is. There's still a standard of fitness and athleticism or whatever six-pack things that people, if they had unlimited energy, would strive to look like. And then it's just that, okay, there's an alternative here.
Variety.
Yeah, variety, which would be considered a fetish if it was for women. But okay, just give up, just put it on the front page, and now people are gonna just think, okay, I don't need to work out after all.
That's a good point. It's, like people blame the media a lot. And even when the progressive stuff gets mentioned and propagated, it's still the same media doing the same thing. So, the upworthy, that's also part of media. I mean, the progressives, the riding that bandwagon of the Whip It campaigns and the empowerment campaigns, that's still the media. So I think the time has come to really separate that whole discussion of what's the media and what's actually ethical, what would help people actually have better, I mean, look at themselves in a better way.
Yeah.
So the double standards are there. I'm reminded of that article before when it comes to casting. Like when it's male actors, the dad bod description is there. He doesn't have to be attractive. I think this is
Yes.
specifically for the modern family, old rich guy who's married to a Latina, very hot mother. The one played by
Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara. There, so double standards are there, and I think a lot of people do think that women are more attracted to things like intelligence or money or nice cars or good lifestyle, which is unfortunate.
I want to
Yeah.
point out another example. It's a very funny video. It features a lot of a few comedians,
Yeah.
female comedians. They're celebrating one of their friends' last. I think it was last fuckable day or something. Where it's the last day that she is
Yeah.
considered fuckable by
Like
movies.
35,
Yeah. So
30.
because like a day before that, you can be partnered with someone that, as like Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
partner in the same movie, and then a day after that, like you're already playing his mother.
Oh.
And while the person
Oh,
still
and-
gets partnered with younger and younger women, the guy
Yeah.
keeps getting partnered with younger and younger women, but the women after a certain age.
They're partnered with Mark Ruffalo and
Oh.
and Hawkeye. Hawkeye.
Okay.
Jerry Renner. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's that the standards in movies are definitely double standards are definitely there.
Yeah.
And moving forward, you just have to. I think what's needed is the exposure of the like actual numbers of how women of different body types are considered attractive. Like it doesn't have to be like model attractive. You don't have to get, for example, um, I don't know about the yummy mummy thing, but for example, partners who've been together for years and have children, you'll find the husbands find their wives attractive, and
Yeah.
regardless of the body type, you can actually be sexually you can as if people are actually sexually attracted to a very wide range of body types. It's just that they don't get shown in the
Featured.
media. They don't get featured at all. So the moving forward, it's just
We have to feature
show,
those things.
show variety. Like you don't have to always get the youngest person. Like as soon as they hit a like partner type age, that you put
Yeah.
them as a leading lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Frank. Na more exposure in the media of the huge
The variety,
variety that exists that's underrepresented in media, and until we get there, it's gonna be a feedback loop.
Yeah.
Like you consider this person, this body type rather, more attractive because the media you're bombarded with it by the media.
Yeah.
And the media bombards you with it because most people find
Because
it
they
attractive.
think that that's
Yeah.
what you will buy.
And just as a side note, trivia on why you mentioned like Tom Hanks keeps getting matched with these young women even though he's getting older, right?
Yeah.
The part of the what this book says is that men, their mate value goes mating. Yeah,
Mate.
their value as a mate
Yeah.
goes up with age usually. This
Yeah.
is speaking very broadly. This
Yeah.
is statistically like not everyone.
Until
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
80?
Okay.
They go up with age because they earn more money, ideally.
Yeah.
And at that point they have enough to support children, while women's
Reproductive.
yeah
Fertility.
their mate value is
Okay.
dictated by how many children they can bear. So it peaks at around puberty past
Okay.
that time. So that's the biological reason for why there's some soft wiring for men and women to like the others at certain ages more than others.
Okay. Okay. So I think that it will be hard to wait for media to do it. I think it will be more of a grassroots kind of thing, like when Google Glass becomes popular and people show their lives. Like the way that people tweet about everything,
Google Glass is dead. But yeah.
something like that. Or that Black Mirror episode. People will broadcast their lives and they will see that there will be a niche for everything. You will be, if you're attracted to this kind of body type, it will be so easy to search for that tag and watch that kind of thing. And then in the same way that traditional media picks up on what social media does, maybe mainstream movies and TV shows will pick up on what people are watching on the Google Glass or whatever. So if you have ideas about how we are going to address these double standards, or if you like dad bods or whatever kind of body type, do attend the meetup that's happening this weekend. It's on a Sunday. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe, and see you next time.
Bye.